webinar today. Today's topic is Microsoft Business Central new capabilities, and there is some features provided by Microsoft with the latest Wave 1 release, and then what we have done is as Azets. And my name is Mikko Roininen, and I work here in Azets as a Nordic sales lead for the business solutions. So my main role is to sell and help our customers to success with the business central solutions in the Nordics. And with me I have today Niilo, Ruotsalainen.
My name is Niilo, and I work as a technology lead in our Business Central business unit.
Yes. So let's move on. Just a moment. So in our webinar today, I will briefly go through Azets in general. Then we will go through our Azets add-ons for Business Central mainly for the finance processes and system integrations. Then Niilo will tell you shortly what is the new features, key new features in the new Business Central Spring Wave 1 release, so version 29, sorry.
So the official name is the Business Central 2025 release Wave 1, yeah. But then the version number is 26, so it's really confusing, at least for me.
Yeah, but that's the latest release. And then we will go through the new Copilot AI capabilities in the Business Central. And then at the end, we will go through the Power BI reporting package for Business Central. So there is quite many topics for today. And then also I would like to remind you that we will record this session, so you will get the recording and the material later on. So you can feel free to, of course, take the screenshots if you want, but you will get this material later on. And then there will also be a feedback. So we appreciate, of course, the feedback you send us. And if there is some topics that you would like hear us to tell you more, maybe after the summer, please send that feedback as well. We already received feedback after the last session that for example, we should make a webinar about the LS Central, meaning the LS retail vertical for the retail and hospitality in Business Central, and that is already one topic for the next fall. So if you are interested about that, you can of course contact us, and then we can go through those latest stuff with you already during the spring, but in the webinar we will have that in the fall. And there is, by the way, for LS Retail, there is this big connection event happening next week where will be some new information and releases. So definitely there will be more information available about that on next week. But then shortly about Azets. So in Finland we have like 830 people working here in Azets. We have quite many offices across the Finland, and our turnover is more than 90 million euros, and we have quite nicely over 6,000 customers in Finland. And then we are also quite international, so we operate totally in 8 countries as Azets. We have 8,200 employees and over 100,000 customers, and our owners are in actually UK. So there is actually, I think, some misspelling, but our turnover is in Great Britain pounds. It's like 750 million pounds. And what we are doing, so we are one-stop shop for all accounting, HR, payroll, and software services. And then we have also many different kind of advisory services, from leadership development to sustainability reporting. So mainly, most of our revenue is coming from the accounting and payroll services, and then we have the ERP solution, as we are talking today, is under the software, and our main ERP solution is this Business Central that we provide in the Nordics. So that is shortly about us. So then first, let's go through what we have done, or basically Niilo's team has developed during the past few months. So basically we have built quite nice catalog of our own apps for Business Central. There is currently published 4 different apps. We have this Azets Advanced Finance functionality. We have Azets Purchase app, Azets Maventa integration app, and Azets Multi-Company Payments app. And the idea behind these apps are that we have over 130 accountants working daily in Business Central. So we have a quite strong knowledge base regarding the financial processes, and we have lots of daily users, especially on the finance area, that we do the accounting for our customers every day. So based on that knowledge, we have built these apps that could help you as well to improve your accounting processes a lot, and also these integrations that are quite common in Finland and also the other Nordic countries.
Yes, of course, and just to comment that of course these are the first apps what has been now published, and we have still some apps in the backlog, and basically the reason why we want to publish the apps on the App Stores, of course, it's not only that it's a nice thing to have, but that there is a really benefit for our customers, because it means that the customers doesn't have to do that much customer specific customizations, because these apps are then available for everybody from the App Stores, and the maintenance is handled by that. So also there is a different updates, automatic updates for all these applications from App Stores.
Yes, thanks. So let's go quickly through what we have in the apps. So first, if we start from the advanced finance functionality, means that we have quite many advanced users. So these are the things that mainly make the accountant life easier every day. So there is lots of features that could help to improve the accounting process in many aspects. So there is this posting automation improvements. There is accountant role center that things that the accountant use most recently or what are frequently used can be added into one view. There is the multi-company transaction search, copy journal entry, so features that can help you make the process more efficient. Mass closing of posting periods, centralized processing of sales invoices and in a multi-company environment. So if you have many companies in the same environment, that is quite common setup, and then you can have this kind of more efficient process of processing those invoices. Then we have still need to import some CSV files.
Yeah, so typically the payroll and travel expense type of information, and basically anything that you need to upload to the general journal, you can do it with the CSV file import. So actually already many integrations can be implemented just using the base app.
Yes, so it's quite common integrations to the financial system. Then we have the VAT Pro, that is the value added tax pro, that is helping to submission the period of tax return as a file. And then at the end in Finland, it's quite common to have this YTJ integration, that is the business information system in Finland, publicly available, so you can gather or get the company information directly with that integration. So that is mostly beneficial to customers in Finland, of course.
Yeah, of course. And what we see here is like a Copilot summary. So there is still smaller improvements, like specifically in the user interface. So it's a basically application that makes Business Central accounting more efficient and faster.
Yes. Okay, then if the finance app was more about the sales, then we have a separate Azets Purchase app, and that will improve same way the purchase process as the financial app made more mainly for the sales and accounting. So there is this purchase invoices management, posting automation, same kind of centralized processing of purchase invoices in a multi-company environment. There is Azure Storage file management, So you can use the Azure Blob Storage for file management. And then there is like this configuration and setup functionalities for purchase invoice approval system. And what we have built, for example, the integration is this Passware API purchase invoice system that quite many of our customers use. So that is now ready-made integration and processes around that.
Yeah. So that is actually the most beneficial thing in here. So let's say that if you want to have a Password API system in your company, and instead of having to build the integration to the PC from the scratch, which is actually like 10 plus days in total as a work amount to build. So now you can have it as an application from the App Store.
Yes. If you're interested to hear more about Passware, so you can contact us as well, so we can have a demo and discussion around that as well. Then we have Azets Mapenta invoice integration, basically sending out the electronic invoices. And of course, using electronic invoices is quite common in Finland and I think in other Nordic countries especially. So that is quite important features to have and automated processes around that. And then at the end, we have also this Azets multi-company payment. So if you're operating in a multi-company environment and you have lots of multi-company payments, so then this app could help you a lot with that process, basically. So I think that was generally what we have developed as Azets, and as Niilo mentioned, we have quite many things in our backlog. So I think next coming months there will be more apps published in the app stores, and we will go those through then on the webinar in the fall. Then Niilo.
Yes. All right. So next, what we will do is that we go through like a summary of all the new features what we have for the Business Central Spring 2025 Wave 1 release. So there was actually big number of changes, so I don't have like detailed information about every change, so it would have taken like really long, because Microsoft has released 13 plus hours for in YouTube videos regarding these, and I have a link there, so if you want to specifically see some details about some features, you can find it on the Microsoft YouTube. So there is actually a link in this presentation then. But let's say, as mentioned earlier, the version number for this release is actually 26, and because it's 2025 years, so it's at least for me, at least a little bit confusing. But let's not make any problems for that. So, but regarding this release, what are the key innovations what Microsoft has released in this case? So of course the main or the main announcement was this sales order agent. Of course, currently it's only available for US environment, so it's not yet still available in Europe at all. But basically, it is so that you have like a shared email box, and the Copilot AI is reading the emails coming there and actually generating the sales orders to the Business Central automatically. So nice feature, but not yet available in our region. And then what else? There is some changes basically for how you actually use and maintain the data in the Business Central. So now you can have like a Copilot suggesting things and so on. Other focus areas. So of course the Copilot is not the only area what Microsoft has been developing. I think one of the most focused area with most of the change is actually manufacturing. So there is a number of different kind of changes coming on, new features for that. Then there is like new capabilities for sustainability management, and then the Microsoft e-document handling is also improved, and also there is AI involved. So it's like also automatically matching purchase invoices with AI capability. Of course, the e-documents is not so popular in Finland because we rely a lot on the invoice and other standards, and actually also integration type of handling. So instead of sending electronic documents by email. Also, there is improvements for Shopify and Dynamics 365 field service systems. So the Shopify component or add-on for Business Central is actually something that they seem to like update every release. So it's developing quite nicely. In the finance sector, we have better reporting possibilities and some automation and compliance things also. In the development side, of course, interesting for us, not maybe to the end user, but still I want to say that there is possibility to do profile pages without duplicating the code, so you can actually extend the profile page, which of course means less work and less cost for the customers. And also there is a possibility now to build more efficient search tools. And in this presentation, there is also the link for list of all new features, what there are. But let's now, if you go forward, I mentioned there is also the link where you can find the Business Central release plan, and also link to the Microsoft Business Central YouTube channel. And as mentioned, there you can see a lot of good videos about the new features for this specific release. Yes, and a little bit more in detail in finance side, the new improvements, there was actually many enhancements for the subscription billing. So I think this might be a feature what can be utilized also in Finland. So if more and more customers are selling like a subscription type of services to customers, so the billing for that is now improved. Typically area that in the old days were like heavily customized, so but now Microsoft is already providing standard functionality. Of course, there are also country-specific regulatory requirements which are being updated, and yes, the e-documents capabilities has been improved. Yes, and in the supply chain area, the manufacturing enhancements, there was quite many of those. If we want to think, there is for example, there is a possibility to reschedule the production orders with safety lead time, cancel production orders that have consumption, improved usability in manufacturing process in general, enable overpicking for production orders. So this is also nice feature what sometimes has been customized before, but now it is a standard feature. And basically achieve greater accuracy in manufacturing costing. Also, we know that in history there has been some downfalls in that sector, but now it's also improved. And there are also some warehouse pick for manual flushing, or no need anymore to do the warehouse pick for the manual flushing method. So that is also something. Quality management, there is already announcement that it will be improved on the next version. And also the subcontracting for manufacturing is something that will be improved in the next version, in the wave 2, which is in October. Yes, in the sustainability side, we have basically, well, there is AI tools improved. You can, which for example, are helping basically the calculation of the scope 3 emission across the value chain. I did some Googling what is the scope 3 emission reporting, and that is probably something very important, but I didn't totally understand that, I have to say. And yes, there is also reporting improvements for the sustainability. Overall, in the reporting side, And at least in my point of view, this is now like something that the whole concept is basically moving into the one direction. Because in the old days, of course, we had this like a Business Central reports created by development tools. Typically, lots of customizations and custom reports has to be built by developers and so on. But now the world is going into the direction that the reporting with Business Central is more and more based on the Power BI. And the Microsoft has now released in the first wave there is this finance reporting on top of the Power BI, but the same model will be now coming for sales, purchasing, manufacturing, and sustainability, subscription billing, and basically all the modules will be covered. So I think the reporting is done in the Power BI in the upcoming versions.
There will be more about Power BI later on in this presentation as a separate chapter. Yeah.
And other changes, there is some user experience updates, so preview attachments in the web client, better screen state handling. That is actually true. I like it. I saw the difference actually, so how basically the screen is scaling, and if you have like multiple screens in the same window open, and it kind of looks and works better now. Also the fundamentals, there is improvements. So performance, there is a faster client rendering, and also more posting throughput. There is actually that they released like a statistics that it was like over 10 times faster to generate basically or do the post cost to item ledger, typically very consuming like operation, and it's now a lot more efficient than in the previously. Also improvements in scalability, security, and in overall. Of course, the development tools, there are some updates in that sector, but of course that is not in scope in this webinar. And in the administrator side, I have to say the update management is a bit more flexible, so you can basically postpone some updates a little bit longer than previously. And also the one is what is I like quite significant, that if you have like more than one Business Central in your Azure tenant, and you basically can now have like different Microsoft partners providing those Business Centrals, and you can now limit that only this partner can access this environment. This is done by customer global administrator, and it's quite nice thing to have, what we didn't previously have. And of course, there is like a possibility now to do lots of automation through Microsoft Graph API for the admin center. So instead of manually doing something, so for example, we could schedule the renewal of the test environment, for example.
Yes. So then before going to the demo, I think let's go through the Copilot capabilities that Niilo already a little bit went through. So just like a summary of the Copilot, that what there is, that like the Copilot is built like in three different like in everywhere inside the Microsoft ecosystem. So there is this Microsoft 365, meaning the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams, that has the Copilot features. Then the Copilot is also the Power Platform that we can also show later regarding the reports and things like that. And then now when we are more talking about here is this Dynamics 365 and especially the Business Central. But this is the way the Microsoft has been bringing the Copilot more to all of the products past, I think, 2 years now. So then this was interesting facts when I was preparing this webinar. I found this out and I thought that it could be useful or nice information. So this was the query done, I think now like more than a year ago, but still the feedback what Microsoft has collected is that 67% of people say that Copilot saves some time. So things that were slower basically before or without the Copilot. Then 68% say that it improved the quality of their work. 70% said that they were more productive with the Copilot, and then at the end, 77% of people say that they didn't want to give it up or leave the Copilot, so they wanted to work with it. So as discussed, the Copilot is it's good assistant that Microsoft has built, and just now there has been still quite a lot of discussion about the Copilot, so it's good to remind how Microsoft has built the Copilot inside the Business Central. So as actually you can see in the demo maybe as well, that these are the core fundamentals that Microsoft has built. So basically the Copilot can only access the data that is available to the user. So all the restrictions made for the user, that they are like with the Copilot. So with Copilot you cannot do more that you could do with your own privileges. It's compliance for the EU customers. So the data is not leaving the EU data boundary, and that is important for many of us. Then this privacy. So the Microsoft does not view your prompts or share your data with others, or they don't train the Copilot with your data. And that you can see that when you first start to use the Copilot in the environment, the Copilot needs to learn from your environment, because there is this, the data has not been available for the Copilot before you install it basically. Yeah. And then when the Copilot is learning, it's not sharing the knowledge to the others. So basically then you need to train the Copilot for your environment as well. And then responsible AI. So as mentioned, the Copilot by name also, it's like an assistant. So the users can review Copilot output before it saves. So it's not doing things fully automated because of this fundamental. And then what you can do, in generally with inside the Business Central with Copilot. So Copilot can guide you, can help you. That's quite fancy feature. If you don't know how to use something, you can ask it from the Copilot, and it can give you the guidance how to create a customer, for example. Then it can help you to find things. So when you are in a call with the customer and you need to quickly find the latest invoice, you can pretty fast just write the customer name and bring me the latest invoice that the Copilot can find it for you, and maybe Niilo can show you that. Then the Copilot can compare the different stuff that is would be done manually, but then of course by the Copilot it's much more efficient. It can analyze the data or organize the data, so you can get the insights much faster. And then it can suggest you some things that when you're filling things up or doing some things that the Copilot can help you to fill out the data and patterns faster. So basically, the Copilot can help you with quite many stuff that you are normally doing with the Business Central. It just makes things faster. You are making less errors. Maybe the Copilot is correcting them or saying that, hey, now you're planning to make a mistake. Please correct the customer name or address, for example. So then, what is new? Okay, this was already launched I think late last year, but now there is this chat with the Copilot that we can show you, and how is it working. It's quite easy way to interact with the Copilot, because earlier it was just that there was different prompts and places and pages where you could use it, but now this Copilot prompt is available on every page, and it can quite easily do stuff for you, as you can see here in this Microsoft demo. And this is something we will show you later on today. Then there is this bank reconciliation with Copilot. So it will help you to do this the reconciliations faster and easier. So I think this video a little bit shows you how to just do it if that is the case. This is not something I think we are not going to show in the demo, but no. That's available. Then the AI-powered analysis with Copilot. So you can easily ask the Copilot to do some kind of reports for you with certain short different customers or years or statements. So it's quite easy to do. Of course, you could do this manually by clicking this stuff, but the Copilot can automate it that you can freely write it, and then you can also change it that, for example, in this example, then adding some information later on there. So you can create totals, pivots, filters, and things like that by just writing the prompt. So basically the like as mentioned before, it's like the boosting the way or efficiency doing things, and then also boosting the customer service. There is this like inventory forecasting, so you can use the old or past sales data to forecast the future demands, preventing the stockouts, and it can also streamline the process of generating vendor requests or fulfill the customer orders on time. So basically all those are the customer front. Then reduce the risk, so helps reduce like outstanding receivables, like forecasting the sales and that kind of stuff, and then also improve financial stability, so with cash flow analysis, so you can do this kind of cash and monitor your company's cash position quite easily. And I think these are not things that we are not showing today in the demo, but we can, if you're interested, you can contact us and we can show this for you as well. So I think these are all like main areas that Microsoft has developed.
These are like the separate AI agents,
yeah,
running in, and it needs a little bit
configuration
to set it up. And of course there is a like you need to have a Power Platform tools,
yeah,
to run and enable it.
Yeah, it's not only the Business Central, but these are the things that if you train the Copilot and do the configuration, you can do this with it. And this is basically summarizing the features that came with this new release. So some of the stuff that I just went through, they were there already, like, or has been like half a year, but these are now the new features that Niilo already mentioned. So for example, the sales order agent. So basically you can create an agent that can automate the sales order processing from customer email using AI. So we will teach the Copilot to, when there is this customer sending this kind of email, it can automatically create this kind of proposal and everything, make the item reservations and things like that for that customer. That's only available in US at the moment, and but it's coming to Europe as well. But this is something, of course, we can also demo you in the US environment, but it's not our focus of demo today.
The one comment regarding these AI agents is basically that okay, the Microsoft has now released this sales order agent as a standard feature, so you have the tools to run this type of functionality, but generally we are able to create like customer specific AI agents as well. So if you recognize that in your business that there are areas that can be or where the AI could be used and to make more detailed analysis or some kind of matching of data elements, which is manually time consuming right now, we have a possibility to also to create AI agent functionalities for our customers.
Yes. So then, before we go to demo, let's go through the Power BI reports in Business Central. So now, as Niilo mentioned, there is this ready-made reporting package available. And this has been, like, the first package was announced like late last year, and then it has been now developed further. But just to understand how the Microsoft thinks that how the Power BI and Business Central are brought together. So basically, there is, for the Power BI, if you're already using Power BI, there is ready apps to have a data from your Business Central to your Power BI. So there is ready-made apps in the app stores to Power BI. So they can make quite detailed reports and dashboards in your Power BI just out of the box. Then there is possibility to use Power BI with Business Central. So as Niilo mentioned, there is now over 80 plus Power BI reports that you can use directly inside the Business Central. And this is included. If you're only using the reports inside the Business Central, you can publish it in Business Central and use it in Business Central. You don't need to have actually the Power BI licenses for that because it's included to your Business Central online subscription. And then and viewing the Power BI reports, we can show it that in the demo, but it's quite easy, and you can then modify them as well. And then if you want to create your own reports, or as I mentioned, edit the templates, you can do that, but then you need to have the Power BI license, and then you can publish those modified reports or your own reports to the Business Central as well. So those can be published to everyone or just certain users or user groups. And then at the end, there is also possibilities to use the Business Central data in Power BI data merge and data flows. So if you already are using more about this Power BI ecosystem, you can take in all the Business Central data to that. So there is this connector to Power Query Online. So you can then plan the data flows according to that. And this is just one example of the Business Central report, how it's looked. But now when I'm showing this, Niilo is like a warming up the demo environment. So now we switch to the actual Business Central. And there is also the links that you can see all the ready-made Power BI apps and reports by functional areas in this document. So when you get this material, you can get the link. Yeah. So will you, Niilo, take the screen?
Yes.
Just a moment, we switch the presenter mode here. Let's see. Now it should be coming. Yes, and we see Niilo's screen. As we mentioned earlier, we just got this new version of GoToWebinar this morning. So it's our first webinar with this new version, but it seems to work fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we promised to show some new Copilot AI functionalities. So maybe we can start from the customer list. So let's try to create a new customer. So of course the process goes so that nowadays that the first we select template, and let's select this EU company template for basis for our new customer, and then we create some information in here, of course the name and so on. We can and now we can see that in the fields we have basically this Copilot icon, and when we have this on the field, it means that we could have like a suggestion by Copilot to find the information for this certain field. And now, of course, in this demo environment, we have limited number of data, and of course, the Copilot hasn't learned in this environment that what kind of information we are basically need to fill in. So a little bit difficult to, let's say, if it can find that out that we are a Finnish company. Well, anyway, it basically just shows that we have to teach our AI to be more efficient before we can use this type of functionalities.
Yeah.
Right. Then what we have the chat summary, and let's say that now we, for example, that we have like a scenario where we are in when the customer calls Mikko, that asking that something about his latest invoice. So we can use the Copilot chat to find the customer, or we could just basically ask from the Copilot that find top 3 customers. So if it's a Mikko's boss asking that which are our best 3 customers, we can just quickly ask from the Copilot, and the Copilot lists our top 3 selling customers. Almost done. Yes. So now we can see which are our top 3 customers. And for example, if we want to see the show latest invoice for School of Fine Art.
I like the almost done.
Yes,
but it comes quite
and
fast.
you can open the information. So if you click the link, you can see here.
Yeah. So
yes, and then one also new Copilot feature is the summarize. So we have the summary fact box in here. So if we want to have like a summary regarding this certain posted invoice, we can ask from the Copilot to summarize what is going on here. So it can tell that what is the total amount. So if now Mikko's boss is asking this information, we can just copy paste this to the Teams window as a written Word format. So it's just making browsing more easier in this case. And same kind of information also available for the, like for example, for the customer. So we can see that what is the total sales last year, what is the balance, and so on. 7 ongoing sales orders, and we can have direct link in these specific sales orders in here. And of course, as in any list, we can also and it then automatically jumps into the analyze view where we can then see the information what we are looking for. So generally, this is more like the Copilot is like productive tool, and of course you just need to learn how to use it, and the best practice is how to use it. But there is definitely lots of benefits, as we can see from the query, and those results are before this release. So it's even more beneficial at the moment. Right.
Did you saw the reports already?
No, I didn't, because I think we have like a demo effect.
As always.
Yes. So unfortunately, I cannot do that at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I think then that was the demo on the Copilot. I was just thinking, was there any features else we should maybe show? I think that was then enough regarding the demos, and I think here you can a little bit see it. I think there is one problem with the report, but if you can, I think there was one report actually working there, so I think there was some problem with the okay, they were working earlier this morning, but now for some reason it's a demo effect in our demo environment, so we can maybe go through the reports and on the next webinar if you cannot get that now.
Yes.
Restarted. Yeah. Okay, but I will share my screen again. Just a moment. So I think that was our main topics for today's webinar, and unfortunately we were not able to go through the reports today, but that will be then like we will make sure that it's working on the next webinar. This could happen sometimes even to us, But if you are more interested about seeing the Power BI reports available, you can of course contact us and we can go that through to you. And if you are already in the latest versions, these should be available to you as a standard already. So it's quite easy to take in use. But otherwise, we would like to thank you for today's session. As mentioned, there will be the feedback. I will put the next slide somehow like this. So if you please send us some feedback, and if there is something you want to hear more, what we should take into the agenda for the next webinar, you can comment that. And otherwise, there will be, I think, already the LS central features that were mentioned, the reports, we will show that next one, and then the new Azets features, and then of course the new Business Central features coming for the next release. So hello everyone again. We just had a webinar regarding the Business Central new features, and there was a small demo effect that our Power BI reports were not working in the Business Central, but now of course just 1 minute after we closed the session we were able to get them working. So now Niilo will go through the main features of the Power BI reports, like in general level. So please go ahead, Niilo.
Yes, actually there is this setup, but the reason why it didn't work was that our Power BI connector setup was missing, and basically this means this setup that we can actually choose here that what is the actual report that in certain specific purpose we are using. So in the setup we can set the default finance report, sales report, purchase report, inventory report, and so on, which means that the end users, they are able to create their own report as well, either modifying the standard Microsoft report, or then there is of course possibility to create a totally new report. But that is of course a beneficial thing. So the Power BI reporting is quite flexible thing to do, and you can set up how it works in the Business Central. So then we can see for example, the embedded reports, what we have in the view. Yes, so how we can then see all the reports. So there is a link saying all reports, and we are clicking there, and I have already expanded all the Power BI reports what there are available. So we can see, for example, all the finance related Power BI reports. So for example, if we want to open the profitability Power BI report, we just click the link here, and we can see the results in here. We can a little bit expand the view and so on. There is a possibility to do some filtering for the report as well in here. Then, for example, what came new in this latest release, we got lots of new manufacturing reports. So we can say, for example, see the work center load from the report. So not much like happening today, but the information is available in there. There's also purchasing related reports, and of course the inventory report. And of course with the inventory report, you can, when you select like the overall level, the Power BI report structure is built so that we can then see all the inventory related reports from the one view. All right, and of course we are able to do also custom Power BI reports if customer is requesting these. And anyway, as already said in a webinar, that I think this is how the world is changing. So the original Business Central reports, they are like, as we say in Finland, katoava kansanvara.
Yeah, like legacy style of doing like manual stuff, but now I think as Niilo mentioned, it's quite easy way to take the template and then just edit it if like you have a good template, for example, on financial reporting, and then you need to add something what your company needs, then you can just take the template and add your information that you need and then publish it for you. So you don't need to start from the scratch, but you can already have a templates where to start. So that's much faster way of developing the Power BI reports. And now when this is directly integrated to Business Central, so it's so easy to do, so we don't need to do any technical integration in between. So we just change the things and then publish in the Business Central. So that is how it's really easy to work. And then you can always have the latest reports available here. But thank you, Niilo. This was really good, and hopefully you find this useful as well. And as mentioned, you can always contact us so we can then see what there could be for your company and for your business. So thank you everybody again, and this was the extra session because of the demo effect.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.